We are live.
What's going on, everyone? What an eventful day. I don't know if anybody was impregnated by Elon today, but odds are in our favor that somebody Elon's just spreading the seed. Now there's a big debate about IVF, in vitro fertilization, because Trump's like, yeah, let's fucking impregnate the world, man. We got a population crisis.
Yep.
And then, of course, the pro-life people, like, you only make 2 out of 100 embryos. Shut the fuck up. A lot of people can't have kids, man. Like, until we fix these environmental issues that are making men where their sperm can't swim and women when they can't get impregnated,
right,
bro, like, we're going to have a fucking crisis. Look, man, and it's that one Leela Rose chick, man. I just follow her for the rage. She's the one like, I'm not voting for Trump because he didn't go hard enough on abortions. Meanwhile, Kamala wants to literally stab babies as they're coming out. Like, are you pro-life people are you fucking serious right now?
Well, they're not. That's the thing. They're not.
It's a grift.
It's the all or nothing grift, right? Like, I can't agree with that because it doesn't go far enough. Well, if it doesn't go far enough, but it goes a lot fucking farther than what else would possibly get in if you don't vote for it, maybe you should, like, it's almost like a childish, idiotic, low IQ mentality. If I can't have 100% of what I completely desire, I won't accept 98. You know, like, I mean, if the choice is between 98 or negative 100, choose the 98, dumb fucks. Like, it was so weird watching the whole election come across that way. So many people were like, well, I'm not going to vote for Trump because this, like the fucking Nick Fuentes, psyop bullshit. There's a fucking Fed.
Well, it's all a grift. Everything's a fucking grift, and I was talking to one of our good friends. We talked for an hour today. I'll tell you which one. But man, he knows so much dirt about who's Mossad, who's a Fed. I was like, whoa. But speaking of pot kettle black, I like this one. This is from Ashley St. Clair.
What up, Ashley?
And she was talking about Leela Rose. Leela Rose, this from back, way back. Like, I don't even remember this far back. August 26, 2024. It's like a decade ago. Leela Rose, the most prominent voice in the pro-life movement, is telling you not to vote for Trump because he isn't principled enough, while she pays herself for $250,000 a year and uses $14 million in pro-life donations through luxury galas and pay for her podcast appearances. Her last gala was at the Ritz-Carlton Laguna. And then, I even commented on this.
Yeah.
The pro-life movement also appears to also be a grift. At least I'm consistent.
If you're consistent with it, yeah.
Very consistent. So here's the problem, dude. Everything's fucking fake. Like, so the beauty is everything that was fake before was fake just for the news people. But now the good news is even your everyday Americans can be fucking fake. Everybody's fake. Everybody's fake. No one believes what they're saying. Everything's a fucking lie. And that's why we keep growing, because, hey, you could look us up. You could do a Google search. You could look back in the Wayback Machine. We're exactly what we fucking say we are. We're not perfect. We have our faults. We are definitely not perfect. I can speak personally. I've changed my opinion on a lot of things, and I continue to evolve. Someone pointed out on YouTube, like, and I'm like, dude, I said a YouTube video. I'm like, look, man, the shit I wrote in like 2005, I want to be like, I was writing articles in Weeder Publications in 1999, bro. Like, I've been at this a long time. Obviously, a lot has changed in fucking 99. Like, think about that, man. That's like 24 years ago, right?
Yeah.
And dude, more 25. Fuck. A lot has changed, right? Mm-hmm. And I've evolved. Science has evolved. Training has evolved. Like, well, so you're saying you were giving wrong advice back then? I'm like, no, it was the best advice I had at the moment. But the advice gets better. And if you stay with the same advice, if you don't evolve, just like training, like, dude, since Bryce and I started Legacy, we've tweaked shit here, tweaked shit there, made it better. Now, kids were making fucking gains back then, but now they're making even more gains. It's about fine tuning. It's about evolving. But evolving doesn't mean, like, most of these people came for being like, look at it. Like, half the Daily Wire staff used to be liberals.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I was never a Democrat. I was a 90. I was like I have the same views now I did then, but these people are like, they'll flip from pro-choice to pro-life. They'll switch from anti-war to pro-war back again. They just go where the money is, bro.
Yeah, and that's sad. Like, and that's one of the reasons why I think you and I are friends, but also our brains work very similarly. So there's not really much of a choice to this. I can't act at all. Like I would be horrible in Hollywood because I can't pretend to be somebody else. I really can't. And I'm not saying I've always acted the way I act right now, but I've evolved in how I act right now. Like, and I'm, no matter how unfortunate it may be, this is actually me. It's like very seriously. Like sometimes I'm just like, holy fuck, I'm even annoying myself right now. But
and you might calm down, right? Like you don't
yeah.
know. At 60, you might have this like moment. You're like, I'm done being the angry bald guy, which is your name on TikTok, angry bald man. You know, maybe I'll be the happy bald man. Maybe something happens. Like things can change. Like, but what doesn't change is your values and who you are, and if you're true to yourself. And a lot of people, it's amazing they can sleep at night knowing that they are living a life of deception.
I do think that for a lot of people, like a lot of the influencers, it's just deception. Just like the regular people, we're just. I mean, I've said it for 2 years now on this show. The huge portion of American population is radically stupid. I mean, very dumb, and just a better reason to get rid of the Department of Education. Like they've obviously failed at their fucking job.
Well, I mean, it's been a linear downward trend since it became a thing.
Yeah.
Like education was like, hey, we're #1 in the world. Like all I have to know is that we were #1 before we got the Department of Education. Now we're like what 29th or some shit. Like I can't, like half the countries ahead of us are shit countries. It's like, how the fuck did we do that? Like how we get so bad? All they do are standardized federal testings. That's all they do. And they set forth bullshit curriculum. And if you don't follow their bullshit curriculum, they take away your funding. So I say, take away it all. Let the state do the job. We need less federal government, less, not more.
So here's why I was just very happy to hear the Department of Education was going away. When my son was like 7 or 8, he could read at a college level when he was like 6 or 7. Like he read so much. But me and him worked on math a lot, like a lot, right? And I taught him how to do math, how I learned how to do math. So he finally gets into this math class and they want him to do Common Core math, right? And he's starting to get like C's and D's on papers and stuff like that. And I'm like, but the answers are right, you know? So I go to talk to the teacher. The teacher's like, well, he needs to show the work. I'm like, but he showed the work right here. She was like, he needs to show the work in Common Core. I have to mark it off. I'm like, is the answer right? And she's like, yes. I was like, this is why you're a teacher. I was like, because you're not a doer, you know, because like, I care about the result. You know what I mean? Like he may have gone about it a different way than you got about it. But when it's 100%, when he gets them all right, to give him a C or a D on a paper, that's just to meet the Department of Education's standard of how math is supposed to be taught. And again, I was always against that type of shit anyway, because I learned differently than everybody else.
Yeah.
Like me and you both learned differently than everybody else, you know?
Yeah, but we learn and we get it right. Yeah. And that's the thing. Math is pretty simple.
Yeah.
You find the answer. However you find that answer, as long as you're not cheating using a calculator, if your job is to do it without a calculator and you get the answer. I never understood Common Core. Whoever came out with that needs to be waterboarded until the end. Until the end. That's all I can say. Like Common Core set America back decades.
Oh, it did. Absolutely. But I will point out, you've got like some sort of weird fetish with waterboarding. It comes up a lot. So.
Because it's just a fucked up thing. Like, and there's so many ways to do. You can do it with a towel. You literally have a towel, or you can just waterboard in the old school way. I'm a purist. I'm a purist waterboarder.
Purist.
It's my thing.
Sound clips for this one are gonna be great.
Oh God, yeah. I'm a pure. But you know what? Kevin O'Leary. So when I used to watch Shark Tank, I used to be a huge Mark Cuban fan. Like huge. I used to post memes of him all the time, and I loved him. And then he completely went retarded on us. Yeah. And I still respect him as a business person. I don't respect him as a man. And that's where you can compartmentalize. People are like, Mark Cuban's stupid. I'm like, he's a billionaire, guys. He's all right. Like he's not dumb, but he lacks an ethical compass. He lacks a moral compass. I can't respect that, but I can respect him as a business person. right?
Maybe it's
Like you don't have
because
to like somebody.
Maybe it's because he's trying to look like Rachel Maddow.
Oh my God. Yeah. Well, I mean, the dude's like 6'8". Like he's tall as shit. Yeah. So, I mean, and age is undefeated. He's not getting Botox. You could tell. I think he's just aging, bro. Like, and that's just how he's going to look. I mean, shit happens. Dude's old.
Yeah. Rachel Maddow, though.
Oh God. Yeah. There's a lot of things to be said about Rachel Maddow and waterboarding.
And waterboarding.
So Kevin O'Leary goes on CNN. Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful, who I always like. He was a great part of the show because he's just such an arrogant prick on the show. I love him. But I'm Mr. Wonderful. It's like, oh, all right. And he just had a fantastic rant calling for Doge to fire more people. He's on CNN. They thought they were going to get a guy who's like, no. He's a businessman, and he goes into companies, and to fix them, sometimes you got to get rid of the dead weight, right? And I told this story like when American Media bought Weeder Publications. This back in 2002. And I remember they're like, we're not firing anybody. Everybody's fine. And then Monday, I get a call from my boss, and he goes, his name's Laya. He goes, hey, Mark, just schedule a sales call with your boys over in Irvine. Just go to lunch. I'm like, why? He's like, they're firing everybody. I'm like, oh shit, am I being fired? He's like, hell no, you make too much money for the company, man. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. He's like, but it's going to be ugly. Bro, I came in like later in the day, like at 4, just to kind of see what was going on. I shouldn't have come in. Bro, it was like tiers and boxes and security guards walking people out. It was wild. At that day, American Media, in 1 week, they fired 80% of the staff. You know what happened that month? The magazine still came out.
Yep.
I still to this day don't know what those fucking people did. But 80% of the company did nothing. And these people were making at that time in the early 2000s, 6 figures. These were 6-figure employees. And 6 figures in the early 2000s and 90s. Bro, they even had songs where they call them a 6-figure N. You know, that was a big deal. Now, if you're a 6-figure N, you're just middle class. You're nobody. You're barely scraping by. So let's hear what he put. I think the issue is they're not whacking enough. I whack plenty. You go in there and you cut 20% more than you initially read. Always cut deeper when there's fat and waste. Jesus Christ, he went hard.
I think the issue is they're not whacking enough. There's this concept in private equity when you get a bankrupt company and you go in there, you cut 20% more than your initial read. And then you find like a pool of mercury, the organization gels back together again. Always cut deeper, harder when there's fat and waste.
Wow. He's speaking truth. And I look, man, I've done it.
Oh, yeah.
I've done it. And guess what? The company's always improved. Always. Never once have we been like, man, we shouldn't have fired that guy.
No.
Not once.
Not only that, but it gets to the stage where, you know, if the product can still be put out, you might be able to take better care of the employees that remain anyway, have them be more loyal and have them stay. I mean, I know that like when we would take over facilities when I worked in healthcare, we fired everybody because you don't want to keep the old regime. Like you don't want to, because they'll undermine you. We would have given them an opportunity to reapply for their job for the job position, but they would have to actually apply. And, you know, sometimes we would rehire like the director or something like that for a pay bump. But besides that, fuck that, you know, like
I'm not going to say which company, but I was in a company. We had a new CEO come in and she goes, I just want fucking killers on my team. Just fucking killers. She's like, I want fucking animals. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I like you. Like, I'm like, yeah, let's go. It's like sports for me. I'm like, I want people who are willing to fucking run headfirst into a brick wall for me. And that's what she wanted. And that's why people say females can't be CEOs. Have you ever had a good female CEO? It's not, dude, it's not war. It's not football. No. Females can manage shit. Sorry. I'm not going to play that fucking, we'll raise kids. She had kids. Yeah. And she still is a better CEO than 99% of dudes watching this will ever be.
Absolutely. I I know who you're talking about, and you've told me about her, but I've had female CEOs before too.
I should probably hit her. I haven't texted her in a long time. I love that woman. I love her disposition. I like the fact that she's like, we're just gonna fucking win. I'm like, yeah, let's go. Like it was like hearing a pregame fucking speech every board meeting. You're like, let's fucking go. Yeah, I'm ready to fucking sell some shit. Fuck yeah. It's getting hype.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck yeah. Anyway, let's go back to Mr. Wonderful. Look how angry this ugly fat chick looks with her that brilliant fat line in her neck.
she's trying to think about something to say or respond to this. Like you can tell, she's like, oh.
I know some people who are watching for the first time, like, why are they making fun of her for that? Because we can, and we should.
Because we can. Absolutely.
Because
if you got a roll of fat on your neck, somebody should tell you.
Bro, she's got a roll of fat on her fucking right eyebrow. She's got a hot dog brow.
She fucking does.
Oh God. Welcome to Evening Rants, everybody. Okay, let's
oh my God.
The FAA, it's not the people. The code is cobalt. It's from the 60s. It needs CapEx put into it for the technology to be upgraded to make it safer. Fat like a chicken. All of these agencies are like big fat chickens dripping over barbecues of fat.
I love it. I had to pause it to laugh. It's like big fat barbecue. Speaking of fat, yes.
Yeah. Jesus.
When Kevin O'Leary is the leanest motherfucker on the stage,
there's a problem.
Kevin O'Leary looks like a fucking Greek statue at this point.
Right.
It's the best barbecue I've ever seen, but I don't think it's happening fast enough. They're not cutting enough. Keep slashing, keep hacking while you have a 24-month mandate before the midterms. Cut. More cutting. Believe me, it's going to work out just great. Everybody should be happy.
People with the nuclear codes, cut them too.
Cut everything. Because if you don't see what they're doing.
Why the fuck do all these people have the nuclear codes? Is anybody else thinking this? The people with the nuclear codes, the people?
Yeah. Here's a newsflash. Maybe we should change them anyway. You know,
So correct me if I'm wrong, but like every 3 months, Google is like, you need to change your Gmail password, motherfucker.
Right.
If I have to change my Gmail password every 3 months, surely we should change the nuclear password every 3 months.
Exactly.
Does that even exist? Do that mean? I thought there was one nuclear football and it was Trump.
I thought so.
So what is this bitch even talking about? I don't know. Maybe I'm an idiot. Maybe.
And they can't show you that they're adding value. You whack.
But it's clear.
So much whacking. As an Italian, that's got to excite you.
Oh yeah. You got to like whack them off. You got to whack the dead weight.
Everybody's getting whacked.
Everybody's getting whacked off.
It's just a big whack fest. I like Kevin O'Leary now. After the election, like it was crazy to see the arc of him and Mark Cuban, right? Like, I mean, Mark Cuban went completely to the left. Kevin O'Leary had nothing to gain, but Kevin O'Leary just drops truth bombs. He doesn't give a fuck. Like he just doesn't fucking care. He will say what he wants to say, and he just doesn't care. He's like, I'm a fucking billionaire. What are you gonna do? Like, I'm not Elon Musk, but I'm fucking Kevin O'fucking Leary, man.
I do think several of them played the long game. Like when you take a step back and you look at it, do we really think that it was going to be like society was going to stay that if you didn't announce your pronouns when you walked into a room, it would be basically societal suicide? Like, did we really think our American society was going to accept this? Like in the same realm, you did?
So initially, if you look at my posts, I was like, shit swings back and forth. I've always given this. I mean, for as long as I've known you, as long as I've been on the internet, like you went from Carter to Reagan to Bush to Clinton to Bush to Obama to Trump to Biden. It's a fucking ping pong match back and forth, to right, to left, to right, to left. And you can almost argue that's a good thing because it always ends up in the middle when they split time. But the reason I thought it would never come back is because basically we're being the theory is like we pay taxes because we're robbed at gunpoint. Because if you don't pay taxes, people with guns come to get your shit. So
that's true.
my theory is people would be so scared, like we see in Germany and other countries, that people wouldn't speak up. So they'd have to basically just subject themselves to saying yes, sir, to a female, to just doing crazy shit, because we just want to live our lives, support our families, and be left alone.
Mhm.
And you're just not able to do that when you're going to jail for accidentally calling a chick a dude, or vice versa, or not bowing to Black Lives Matter and not putting a rainbow flag on your fucking porch. You know, I think that's where we were at. If Kamala would have won, what's happening in Germany would have happened here, and I'm convinced I would have had to move.
Yeah, I do. But I also think that if Kamala would have won, if they would have started pushing it, at some point in time, there was a reason why we have our guns. You know?
Yeah, but we did during COVID, dude. Ain't nobody taking up arms in this country.
Valid.
Dude,
Sadly.
America is just, it's too good. Like, at the end of the day, like, if you can get Starbucks and you can get food delivery, life's too good. Like, I told you, I was watching that show American Primeval on Netflix. Dude,
Yeah.
shit was fucking hard. Like, the human condition is fucked up. Like,
Yeah.
you get a cut, your fucking leg falls off from dysentery, right? Or you could get attacked by a Native American, a fucking Mormon. Did you guys know Mormons were gangster as fuck?
Oh yeah.
They fucking, look up the War of Utah, dude. They fucked up the federal government.
Yeah.
Mormons are badass. I have new respect for them. With their
It's the
fucking
magic
Jesus
underwear.
jammies. Yeah, with their
Yeah.
Jesus jammies, just fucking hurling fucking Bibles and shit at people.
Yep. It's like
Wild.
Then you wonder where Mitt Romney came from.
Imagine like going back to your village and having to tell your homies that you got fucked up by Mormons.
Yeah.
Like, that's got to be embarrassing. So why you beat up, man? Man, this gang of Mormons just fucking came at me, bro. It's like, you got fucked up by Mormons, man. You wouldn't believe it, man. They had fucking horses and shit. And Joseph Smith was fucking riding down the hill like, and Brigham Young was a fucking gangster. Dude has a university named after him. He was a ruthless fucking gangster. Look up Brigham Young, man. He was fucking up the federal government.
That's awesome. I mean,
They were-
I mean that respectfully, federal government.
He was fucking up the federal government. They were beating up Native Americans. They were fucking up everybody, dude. The Mormons are bad. Then like, fuck this. We own Salt Lake City.
They're like, we're taking it,
Historically
bitches.
accurate. Look it up. It didn't happen. Like, it wasn't narrated that way, but that's my narration of history.
Well, your narrations is a lot more. It seems to be a lot more exciting than just regular narration of history, which is boring.
You should hear how I
However,
explained the Bible to my children. That was interesting.
I can imagine that would be fucked up. But
So Moses went up to the mountain. He comes down, motherfuckers sucking dick and fucking all over the place. He's like, whoa, what's going on? He's like, here's the fucking 10 Commandments, bitches. Stop.
oh my God.
There were
Speaking of the-
gangbangs going on.
Speaking of the Bible, what good segue. Here, the fourth
welcome.
horseman of the liberal apocalypse is one step closer to becoming the FBI director. So they
FBI needs to go.
Yeah, they advanced his nomination, so he should be voted on hopefully tomorrow.
Man, that's crazy. We get all 4 of them potentially.
I want the fucking list. I want the list.
Bro, people are gonna fucking, if this list is what I think it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Bro, but do you think people even care at this point? Like, are we desensitized? Do we already expect? The thing is, like, everybody expects Tom Hanks to be on it, right?
Yeah.
So we get the list and Tom Hanks is on it. We're like, yeah, we knew.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
Well, that's
it's
a good
like
point.
the old camera guy at Tiger Fitness came out of the closet and everybody knew he was gay, but he never said it. Like, I don't care. I traveled with him, shared rooms with him, don't care. Right.
Right.
And like one day we're at my house and like there was some shit on Fox News. For some reason I had Fox News on and it was like, I'm like, I don't understand this whole thing, man. Just fucking be gay, be happy. I don't care. He goes, well, I'm gay. I'm like, Yeah, we fucking knew.
No, we know.
I texted Chad and I'm like, by the way, I'm gonna say his name. He just came out of the closet. He's gay. Chad goes, well, tell him that we already knew and we love him. Nobody cared. What the fuck?
Nobody cares.
Nobody
cares.
Yeah, but when you're desensitized, it's like an ambulance driver seeing a dead body. The first time, like my buddy Lincoln became a firefighter, so he had to do his rounds as a paramedic. Right, first dead body, he pukes all over the place. Calls us, he's mortified. By the second week, he could literally eat lunch while seeing a dead body.
Wow.
Will anybody even care?
I think it depends on what the punishments are and depending on what the evidence is. But here's my thing. There's going to be a certain amount of people that are going to care no matter what. I do think that it changes Hollywood. I do think that it changes the marketability of stuff. However, they're killing Hollywood anyway already. I mean, it's been dying for so long. But I mean, and half the stars come out hating America. Like the guy that's playing Captain America basically doesn't like America.
And that movie bombed.
And it bombed, which is good. I mean,
I'm gonna still watch it. I'm gonna still watch it.
I talked to my wife about this the other day. Like, I have to watch it no matter what. Watch every comic book movie. And
I'll complain after I watch it. But here's what I'm gonna wait till that shit is available on my TV.
Yeah, absolutely.
I ain't going to the movie theater. Now, I did go see. I saw the last Deadpool because we had that wrestling tournament in Iowa. Yeah. Oh, dude, it was amazing. It was cool. I was with Coach Peck and his son, my son. He's like, "Hey, so what do you want to do tonight?" And I'm like, "Hey, Coach Peck." I call him Peck because Coach would be weird. He's not my coach. Yeah. And I'm like Peck. I'm like, everybody calls him his first name, but I'm a last name guy. Hey, you know that Deadpool's out, so you're riding with me. So I hope you're okay with your son watching Deadpool. So that'd be fucking great. I'm like, well, let's go. We got some Moe's.
Let's go.
Took it in the theater, eaten, watched some Deadpool because you can take food in the theaters now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great movie. But I'm gonna watch it. I'm not gonna be. Oh, I'm not watching it. I never cancel Netflix. I can't cancel Netflix because I don't have cable. What the fuck am I gonna watch?
Well, the last I even have still gone to see Marvel movies, and that's after the last Thor movie, which was arguably the worst superhero movie ever fucking made.
Made me cry.
It was horrible. But I saw Venom at the drive-in. That was fucking awesome.
Really?
Yeah. We have a drive-in right by us. So, yeah.
Wow, what is this, the 80s?
I love it, dude. I fucking love it. I love it so much that this is no shit what I did this past weekend. We got a nice screened-in porch right out here that leads to about two acres of open land that's fenced in. So I screened in the porch. And then after I fenced in the fucking yard, and then I bought basically a movie projector screen and an Amazon projector. So me and my wife sit outside. I've got a little refrigerator for waters out there and everything like that. So we sit outside on our outdoor furniture, covered up in a blanket, watching movies. We watched The Gallows, which is I know it sounds weird, but for Valentine's Day we always watch a scary movie.
Yeah,
The Gallows is a movie we watched like 10 years ago. On Valentine's Day, and it scared the fuck out of me, so I wanted to watch it again. Scared the fuck out of me. It had a whole different feel because we're out basically in the woods, so it had a whole different feel to it. It's nice. I liked it.
We have the only movie we watch regularly in any context is before a football game and every wrestling match. We watch The Program, which is the greatest movie ever created.
Yes. Have you ever seen the movie Fired Up?
Who's that with?
Fired Up. I forget the names of the actors, but it is the funny movie that got me through 2020. I swear to fucking God, I watch it like once a week. But it's about two high school football players, like super jocks, who go to cheer camp to get laid. You will fucking. I can guarantee you.
That's right up my alley.
You will fucking love it. It is hilarious. It is so fucking funny. You'll love that movie. And everybody else, go watch Fired Up. It's good.
I've never seen that, but. What I have seen is this amazing. I don't think it's enough. From leading report, Elon Musk says he will be discussing a Doge dividend to give a tax refund to every taxpayer with President Trump, basically taking the money that Doge saved and giving it back to the American people, recirculating the economy and recoup some of what we got bent over and effed in the ass for. Crazy.
Well, that should we maybe instead of like shouldn't we put that towards the debt?
I don't know. I mean, the thing is, like, if we are
Or
truly think about when you put so you give a billionaire money, they're
Right.
gonna just put it in there. They're gonna just stock it away.
Right.
If you infuse the economy with money, people are probably gonna spend it
Yeah, that's true.
because nobody's saving money.
No.
People are going to
So
buy cars. They're going to buy liquor. They're going to buy they're going to buy big screen TVs. They're buying all the cool shit. And some people might pay off their debts. I mean, it just depends. Different strokes for different folks. I do see that being better than nothing because, dude, I mean, we complain about tax on this. I work 6 months a year for free.
Yeah.
Just to pay Uncle Sam. I'll take all I could get. That's when they're like the PPP money. I took that shit. I've been paying the government half my salary for my entire life. That PPP money didn't even cover my PP. It covered nothing. It wasn't enough. Like, dude, it's like those people like, well, I don't need money from the government. I don't want money from the government. I want my money back.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want these motherfuckers been bending me over, ripping me off.
Well, here's my thought process. Instead of, and even this, instead of giving us money back, how about we just don't pay anymore?
There's an idea.
Ever.
I want to address this. Mrs. American Pie. Yes, we are not crushing it on YouTube, but our views are actually high. We're on X and Rumble mainly, and YouTube. We just got out of the strike zone. So we're starting to actually grow on there, but you liking it and sharing it with your friends would be much appreciated. Our first 100+ episodes were not on YouTube, so we're starting to get there. But remember, this podcast was built off of YouTube, so YouTube is actually secondary for this podcast, actually thirdary. Which to be second to Rumble, you're really doing bad. So
Rumble. We have 8. Rumble, we have 8 people watching.
Okay, it's X. We're basically on X only.
Yeah, but I'm okay with that. I'm hoping that Elon eventually fixes it so that it can be lucrative because we do well on here. I mean, there's oftentimes between this and Spreely, there's oftentimes when we have like 10,000 people live watching us. You know?
We're also on Spreely, so yeah, that's true. I always forget about Spreely.
So it's like, you know, and here's the thing, and I actually spoke about this on my live for my fitness channels just about an hour and a half ago. Like somebody asked, for those of you that don't know that are just watching or are new here, I started my my YouTube, my internet personality, fucking influencer, whatever the fuck you want to call it, career doing comedy, right? Doing just kind of roasting comedy. And I roasted the fuck out of this one poor kid. And I feel bad because Chris Jones, who's a friend of ours.
I thought you were talking about me.
No. Chris Jones is a friend of ours, made this kid famous. His name's Tyrone. He calls himself the fitness addict, right?
Tyrone.
So Chris made him famous by giving him a shout out, right? And Tyrone, and this is just me being objective about this. This is not me being trying to be harsh on him, but he's probably retarded. I mean, and I mean by retarded, I don't mean mentally handicapped. That's mentally handicapped. I mean, he's just really fucking stupid, really fucking stupid, right?
Was he the fitness addict?
Yeah, the fitness addict. And I made a bunch of roasting videos about him. There's a couple where he made a protein shake, and I just broke down what's in the protein. He obviously is a moron when it comes to fitness and life, right? And his channel before I first started talking about it, he was doing well, 70, 80,000 views a video. And when I was done about a year later, he was getting 2 because I just devastated him, you know?
Really?
And people are oh yeah, I crushed his channel. And to the point where he called me out during the pandemic. He actually called me out. But I had lost, he called me fat and he didn't realize I had lost weight. So I'm leaner than you are now, bitch. But anyway, but people were oh, you got to make more videos on it because he did this diet thing or whatever. I don't have it in me anymore. And YouTube is very dependent upon drama. And Mark and I both there's enough craziness in the real world. I don't need to start drama with somebody about how they do push-ups. I couldn't give a fuck less. However people want to train. that's the thing about training for me. Like, and you know how I'm like this, that I've done everything from power lift to yoga, Pilates, fucking, I love the TRX. I like all sorts of, I do a lot of jump training. I do a lot of plyometrics. I do a lot of explosive work, but it's because that's the shit I enjoy. I don't coach any of that. I coach like, you need to go for a walk. Like, you need to go to this. Like, you know, I mean, it's this weird thing where it's like, YouTube has made it to the point now where unless you're talking serious drama smack about another person and there's back and forth exchange, they don't give a shit about you if you're a fitness person.
Yeah.
Like, it's not about fitness anymore at all. And Mark and I have both kind of evolved past like the YouTube fitness bullshit. You know, we may not be too well known in the other area we're in the political area and the public health area, but give that a second. You know, because public health is really where, like, that's where my interest is at. That's the supplements that I'm a part of. And honestly, like, I love fitness. But fitness drama is stupid as fuck.
I do a fitness video a day. I publish one a day. Like, I haven't stepped away from it, but
no,
I'm not going to get in. I've done it this year, even as early as this year. And I'm like, one day I'm like, I don't really give a shit. If people are stupid, they'll be called out by enough people. What'll happen? Yeah. Here's fitness. Someone does something really fucking dumb or even mildly dumb. One guy does a reaction video. Another guy does one. One guy does a reaction to the reaction. Then that guy reacts again. Then there's a reaction. It's like, and it's just retarded. The whole, it's just a blatant display of retardness. Yeah. It's just retarded. Yeah. If retardness is even a word, it is now. I mean, I'm over it. I don't want to do it anymore. It's like, whatever. What we need to do is focus on what's really important in this world, and that is helping to make America healthy again. And because of that, we have good old RFK, which I don't have the right thing up on, but I will in 1 second. So here's RFK today. He is investigating rising chronic disease, ultra-processed food, electromagnetic radiation, childhood vaccine schedule, glyphosate and pesticides, artificial food additives, SSRIs and antidepressants, which I am firmly against, microplastics and more. By the way, I posted on Instagram that I don't think we should have fluoride in the water. And people were mad at me. Crazy. They're like, well, the teeth. I'm like, can't you brush? Some people can't brush. It's not my fucking problem. Stop putting fluoride in my fucking water.
It's not to be swallowed.
I went to the dentist on Monday.
Yeah.
Perfect teeth, no cavities. I don't have fluoride in my water. I had to pay $5,000 to remove it. And every 6 months, I got to replace that bitch for $200 just because the government put some shit in my fucking water that should have been there in the first fucking place. Why aren't my teeth falling out? Oh, well, you know to brush your teeth. Why do we have to fucking dumb it down for the dumbest fucking common denominator? If you can't brush your teeth, guess what, motherfucker? Your teeth are going to be fucked up, dummy.
Yep.
Oh, well, what about the people who can't brush their teeth? Everybody can afford toothpaste. I'm sure there's a homeless shelter out there that will provide toothpaste for you.
Even if you can't afford toothpaste, use baking soda.
Oh, but you need the fluoride, which is a fucking neurotoxin. Well, the CDC says the CDC. Oh, you got me convinced there. If the CDC says it, as YouTube knows, it is 100% true because they only say things that are infallible and safe and effective for everyone, much like the booster shots, which I have. I'm going to admit it right here. I've been lying all along. I got the 2 first vaccines, and then I had a booster shot every week thereafter. I get them all the time. I mean, it's what I do.
It's like, you know, different people have different hobbies, and yours just happens to be testing out experimental gene therapies.
I stack it with my testosterone. I just fill it with half test, half boosters. Good to go.
Damn.
It's safe and effective. Anyway, here's RFK. With a appears to be a mime in the lower corner.
Last Thursday, President Trump signed an executive order to establish the Maha Commission to study what has caused the precipitous decline in American health over the past 2 generations. So we will convene representatives of all viewpoints to study the causes for the drastic rise in chronic disease. Some of the possible factors we will investigate were formerly taboo or insufficiently scrutinized. The childhood vaccine schedule, electromagnetic radiation, glyphosate, other pesticides, ultra-processed foods, artificial food additives, SSRI and other psychiatric drugs, PFAs, PFOAs, microplastics. Nothing is going to be off limits. Whatever belief or suspicion I have expressed in the past, I'm willing to subject them all to the scrutiny of unbiased science. That is going to be our template, unbiased science. That's something that will make us all proud of this agency and of our role in restoring American health. Let's commission research that will satisfy all the stakeholders once and for all. Let's use protocols that we all agree on in advance and not alter the outcomes of studies when they're halfway through and that they look inconvenient. Let's all depoliticize these issues and reestablish a common ground for action and renew the search for existential truth with no political impediments and no preconceptions. Finally, I want to ask you to think about.
Ladies and gentlemen, a Democrat.
Yes.
That is
Real
shit that Democrats used to do. Remember when Democrats were like, you know what? We should probably question the vaccine schedule. You know what? Look, remember like the hippies? Like, I only eat glyphosate free, all this shit. Like, I only eat this. And they're all liberals, and we used to call them Odie and shit like that. When did the Republicans become the fucking hippies?
I don't know, man. I talk about it all the time where in 2018 or 2019, like people were making fun of me for going to farmers markets. I was a tree hugger, tree hugging liberal, right? And
That's
then
me.
all of a sudden in 2021, I'm going to farmers markets and people are like, oh, you're alt-right. How the fuck did I get? I went from being a tree hugging liberal to alt-right, not even just on the right, not even moderate, just alt-right. From going there, it's like it just flips so fucking crazy, and it's just, to me, the clear answer is that like the left is just, they've sold themselves so hard, and not even just the left, a lot of people in the right too. The Uniparty has sold themselves so hard to the pharmaceutical industry, the healthcare industry, and the industrial war complex that they can't hide it anymore. Like there's no shadow for them to hide in, especially with Elon Musk and Rumble shining, being able to shine lights on things. Like when people are allowed to speak and share information, and the narrative can't be controlled, it's a huge difference. They can't hide anymore, So I think that may be it. I don't know, but he's speaking about a bunch of shit that, first of all, you and I have talked about for years. It's so good to hear somebody bring up the SSRI thing. I published an article this morning about how they're linked to mass shootings. Like there's a direct link. Almost every mass shooter in the last like fucking 30 years has been on an SSRI, and it's like multiple phase. There's emotional blunting, but there's also the fact that there's a black box warning on them for violent behaviors and stuff like that. It's fucking crazy that we even prescribe these to just the way we do. You know that 60% of SSRI prescriptions do not meet the criteria to be prescribed, and that the vast majority of them are prescribed by a general practitioner, not a psychiatrist. So the vast majority are prescribed by a general practitioner, not a psychiatrist. So the doctor, who, by the way, has no nutrition training and no like psychological training, is prescribing a psychotropic drug. It's fucked up.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
What can go wrong?
Totally not malpractice.
So I like when people say, like, they'll tell us, if we say, well, you're not a doctor. A GP is not a psychiatrist.
No,
like, it's a different fucking it's not even similar training. Like, the training's not even fucking similar. Like, that's like saying a heart surgeon can fucking give me psychiatric treatment.
Yeah.
Right. Well, he fixes hearts. Surely he can identify my schizophrenia.
Yeah.
Like, so I guess if you have the word doctor in your name, like Dr. Joe Biden, you can just willy-nilly practice any medicine you want. Like motherfuckers doing brain surgery, proctologists up in the head doing brain surgery. That's how retarded these people are. Like, they're like, I love when they're like, you know, well, listen to your doctor on COVID. My doctor is a general practitioner. He's not an epidemiologist. He's not a virologist. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. He doesn't have any fucking clue. He has less of a clue than I do. Like, wrong fucking doctor.
No shit.
Like, since when are general practitioners fucking virologists? It's a fucking different field of fucking study. It's like being a marketing major and being like, I'm going to go fly a fucking plane.
Yep.
I have a marketing degree. I'm going to go fly a plane.
It's fucking crazy. Here, by the way, here's
people are stupid. He's a doctor. Well, my doctor said your doctor's a fucking idiot.
If your doctor,
well, my doctor's get a new doctor.
If your doctor told you to wear a mask in 2020, you should be getting a new doctor. That's all I gotta fucking say. But here's,
well, I remember I went to a dermatologist, Alan, and he was like, "Are you gonna wear a mask?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "Well, as long as are you vaccinated?" I'm like, "Of course I am." Oh, then you don't need to wear a mask. I'm like, just look at my skin, dumb fuck. Just look at my fucking skin.
Shut the fuck up. So the article I wrote today, the overprescription of psychotropic drugs may exacerbate risk. In the United States, primary care physicians, not psychiatrists, write most antidepressant prescriptions, often without thorough psychiatric evaluation. 2016 study in Health Affairs estimated that 60% of antidepressant users do not meet diagnostic criteria for major depression, suggesting widespread misuse. That's fucking crazy. I mean, 60%.
Yet, but they're doctors. Your general practitioner is just willy-nilly giving you mind-altering drugs. Just willy-nilly. Oh, here's your mind-altering drug.
Here's why people, and I mean this, not all doctors are like this. We know a lot of good ones. Dr. Olivea, Dr. Sean Baker. We've interviewed both these gentlemen. Very intelligent, very nutritionally based, plus their stuff. Like, there's plenty of good doctors, right? But to just openly say you need to trust your doctor, you shouldn't trust anybody that needs to depend upon censorship in order for their narrative and their statements to stand. Like, when we weren't allowed to question like the efficacy and effectiveness, the safety of the vaccine, when we weren't allowed to suggest like, this makes no sense, why do I have to walk on the arrows in a grocery store, like when the virus is in the air? This made, like, when it made no sense, and instead of people being able to ask questions, they made sure to shut everybody up that tried to. That should tell you not to trust the healthcare industry anymore, people. Like, I mean, you just should not trust it, And again, wait till you find out, like, they're not even done. Wait till they audit the NIH. Wait till you see some of the grants the NIH has given to people for fucking crazy shit, spending our money. Wait till you fucking see it. You are going to be appalled. It's going to keep getting worse. Did you see
No, it's not. It's not, because they're protesting it, man. Because the Democrats are against finding out where the waste is. So from MAGA cult slayer. Oh man. What okay, stop this, X. Okay. Look at this idiot. Like, if you're wearing a mask, I'm sorry, you're a fucking idiot.
How the fuck do you look fat wearing a mask? Jesus Christ.
Is that who's that one fucking reporter who always wears the mask? That crazy leftist? The fuck's her name? Shit. Anyway. Okay. Look at this fucking loser. Fat loser. Skinny loser. Out of shape. Well, he's actually kind of jacked. That's nice. Cover your kids' faces. Got to protect them from other Democrats. A dog. Losers. You can't spell felon without Elon. That's pretty clever. Problem is, you're in cities. Nobody cares. Like, the average American doesn't know this happened. This does not do anything. It just shows that you guys need to get jobs. Like, are these people, did Democrats have jobs? That's the question. But I think these are mostly paid operatives. I think there are some idiots who are there on their own dollar. But for the most part, these people are bought and paid for, and they're just doing their job. It's their job.
It's like the rent a crowd thing that Kamala Harris was doing. She was basically renting a crowd.
It's kind of like the real life version of fucking getting fake followers and likes on Instagram.
Yeah. Taylor Lorenz. Somebody answered that. That's who you're
Taylor
thinking of, right?
Lorenz. Yeah, she's hideous. Dude, it is fantastic. But what I'm really excited about is Zelensky. Oh, shit. Look how big you are. There you go. Hey, Zelensky. Good old Vladimir. So he's the man. So he's basically like, yo, we don't need the U.S. We don't need the U.S. because we're going to now demand that Europe gives us $250 billion or some shit like that. So he no longer feels supported by the U.S. And I'm not going to play it. It's in fucking
why should we support
language. I don't give a fuck about the Ukraine. At this point, I'm kind of cheering for Russia. I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm over it. I was like very sympathetic. Like, yeah, Putin, bad guy. Now I'm like, nah, fuck y'all. I don't care. I don't give a fuck about the Ukraine. I'm fucking tired of the Ukraine. Tired of fucking Zelensky. Fuck it. I'm fucking done. You guys have fucking pissed me off. Now it's like, yes, I'm a Putin sympathizer. I'm a Russian agent. Fuck it. Blow him up. Don't care. Go to town, Putin. That's how. So at first, like, yeah, you know, I hope they kind of win. Like, yep. But why? Why? They're not a democracy. They literally arrested Christians. Why the fuck am I going to support a? Well, they can't have elections because it's wartime. Wartime that should have never happened.
Yeah.
Well, we can just like America's always technically at war. So like, what if Biden's like, fuck it, we're at war. Can't have an election. Dude, you're literally saying we're saving democracy about a country who doesn't have the democratic process.
It's wild. And I'll tell you this right now. The way the UK is right now, I'd rather be aligned with Russia than the UK.
Did you see, dude, who posted the video of like, I'm going to find it. Ian Miles Chong. He posted is that how you pronounce his name?
I don't know, but I want you to pronounce it that way every fucking time you say it, though.
I can't. There's an E in front of the O, and it fucks me up. I'm not trying to be racist or funny. I just don't know if it's Chong or Chiong or so. It's Chong.
I love it.
But he posted a video, and it actually made me extremely, extremely pro-Russia. I mean, it is the clean. Oh, here it is. I'm pulling this up. And after watching this video, no, I will not pull out. I am so against pulling out that I had a surgery to prevent pregnancy. That's how anti-pull out I am. That's commitment, Alan. That is commitment. So this is Moscow this summer. So communism doesn't look bad. Like, this looks great. Okay, first of all, I like brunettes. Start out with a hot brunette. I'm watching it. I'm just watching it. There's boobies. There's brunettes. I'm watching it. Okay. Okay. Are all the girls 7+ out here? Like, you're making this making a case for me to leave my wife and move to Russia. That's all this is doing for me. Okay. Alan, I want you, I'm going to ask you, and you're going to get it right. What do you notice about this?
There's no fat people.
Bingo! Russia made Russia healthy again before we did. Look at this. These are young people. You do this in any major American city. 70+% of people are fucking not just fat, but super fat. You go to Russia, all the chicks are 7+. The dudes are in shape. All these dudes could kick an American dude's ass. You know, every one of these dudes is wrestling bears
That's
on the
fucking
weekend.
wild. I haven't seen this before. That's fucking wild.
Look at the chick in the white and the black. Like, look at how lean. Look at like how the girls are shaped. Look at how the dudes are shaped. There's not one fat person. Putin's like, I kill all fat people. All fat people must die. Okay, like, is this AI?
What the fuck?
Why are all the chicks hot?
Almost
I guess-
here, an almost out of shape guy.
He would be lean in America.
Yeah,
He'd
yeah,
be in
he'd
the
be-
1%. Bro, I don't know if these chicks are hot, but I'm so used to seeing chicks out of shape in America that if
Yeah.
you're simply not obese, to me,
Right.
you're a 7+ at this point from my
Right.
American hotometer. Like, it's not like the girls at the gym who are trying, God bless them, but they're wearing spandex.
Mhm.
These girls can pull it off. Everyone, I haven't seen one fat chick.
That's crazy. That's
Bro.
fucking unreal.
Okay. Look at this. Look at it.
One
Lean,
fat guy.
lean,
Fat
lean.
guy.
Where was he?
Fat guy to the
Let's
left.
Let's shame him. This
Right
guy,
there. Yeah,
the
yeah.
guy in the white. No, I
Yeah.
think that's how his shirt's tucked in.
I don't know.
Okay, he's
Looks
fat.
to me. He's fat.
Yeah, and that's why he's not walking with a hot chick.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, he's not walking. This is wild.
Dude. Oh, look at that one.
It
right
looks like
there.
it looks like the 1970s in America.
You see that? You see that butt right there? Yeah, he must work out. Look at these. Tall, in shape, wearing it's not like slutty. They're just shit. You got it. Flaunt it, girl. Uh-huh. There you go. Look at this, dude. It's wild. And look how clean it is.
You can't take this much random footage in America anywhere without catching a 300-pounder.
We found one fat person out of probably 500 people.
And fat, he's probably like 240. Like he's probably
Let's
240
just
fat.
stop it
Not like,
right there. Just gonna keep it stopped right there. You know what? Sorry, UK. Sorry, Ukraine. That video has me pro Putin at this point. He's done something right. They're healthy. Their sickness is going to be lower. Their comorbidities are going to be lower. People are going to be happier and smarter. Just from looking at that, in my opinion, if that is what Russia really is, if we're not just seeing a glimpse of like there was a fitness convention in town or something,
yeah, right.
like, bro, Russia is where we want to be. I mean, as far as societally from a body fat standpoint.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But I mean, when you get to the other portion of it too, like I don't get me wrong, I don't think Putin's a good guy, but I can tell you this: he's not openly talking shit about America like the people in the UK are.
Because he
He's
respects America.
Yeah, like it's amazing to me. Like these other countries, we stop giving them money, and all of a sudden they fucking like their true feelings about us come out. Like they fucking hate us, blah blah blah. Fuck that shit.
So
You know?
they have very high rates of alcoholism, says Rebecca. And here's why. You can't wrestle bears sober. Simple.
Valid. That's
Simple.
pretty good reason.
I have your explanation, Rebecca. I mean, they wouldn't drink vodka. It's vodka. It's just spicy water. Not a big deal. It's just vodka. Vodka doesn't count. But
Vodka doesn't count.
it doesn't count.
I think it counts.
I don't know, man. I got to look that up on chat. So unless you have something, I have something to round out the night with.
Let's round out the night with you. I'm looking up the comparison of alcoholism for Russia and America.
So I'm sure all of us were wondering about Amy Schumer's sex life. Because
Oh, yeah.
I was.
Yeah, I was wondering
And she
how
reveals the 2 days a year that she always has sex with her husband, Chris Fisher. Again, something I needed to know. But there are 2 days a year they always have sex. When are these days? I'm trying. Come on, get to the fucking thing. 7th anniversary. Sign a prenup. Haven't had to utilize it. Very funny. She scheduled sex with her husband when she appeared on The View. They do birthdays. We schedule it. All right. But her husband is exactly what you'd expect.
Yes.
I mean, he's frumpy. He's a loser, low T, double chin, estrogenic fat deposits on the abdomen. And I just, Myron Gaines hits on this shit a lot, but like number one, having to schedule sex with your spouse is fucking weird. That's not healthy. Number two, not having sex often is weird. It's not healthy.
Right.
See, so I don't think people understand that women throw this shit out there like, oh, well, it's not all about physical. Actually, if you look at the data and you read books and you talk to sex therapists and marriage therapists, there's no such thing as a healthy relationship that doesn't have a physical connection, that doesn't have that in there. So once that falls apart, so then women, as they get older, like, I don't know why my husband disconnected from me. Well, the reason is because you're not being sexual with him. So physicality, so it's all like, have you ever noticed, and not you, Alan, but everybody watching, like the day after you have sex with your partner, you're less likely to fight. You're less likely to not get along. You're going to be in a better mood because that physical, emotional, and spiritual connection you have. So if you're in a marriage and you're having sex twice a year, the chances are either you're going to stay married for the wrong reasons, for kids or for convenience, which isn't, people stay married for it, but I don't think it's a good idea. I think that's a horrible way to live. Or you're going to get divorced, or someone's going to cheat on someone. Because you can't mimic emotional connection.
No.
The two things. And that's the thing. But women have this way, from what I see, of weaponizing sex. Like that whole like, oh, he's going to sleep on, I'll do something stupid. It's like, oh, you're sleeping on the couch. I'm like, why would I sleep on my couch? That's fucking weird. I'm going to sleep in my bed. Well, you said something Katie doesn't like. I'm like, I say a lot of things she doesn't like, but it's not the fucking bed. I'm not sleeping on the fucking couch. I weigh 215 pounds. I'm 44 years old. A couch is no place for me to be sleeping, right? Like,
exactly.
No, but it's really fucking weird, that whole like, oh, you're in the doghouse. I'm like, huh? What? What does that mean? At the end of the day, here's what marriage should be. You're going to argue about something some days. At the end of that day, you're like, fuck, it's time for bed. Let's go to bed.
Yep. Talk it out. I mean, we do that. Like if there's a disagreement, we'll try to talk it out before we go to sleep, I mean, if it can't be, then you just try to talk it out as soon as possible. Like nothing gets solved when people aren't talking, communicating, like anything like that. It's just nothing gets solved. And that's not how, like, I mean, we both been with it, like, you've been with Katie forever. I've been with my wife 20 years. Like, you have to actually speak to people, especially when it's like us, like you do a lot of your work from home. You work from home the same way I do. And Crystal does work with me and Katie worked with you. So it's like constant all day. You have to communicate, or to keep things running. Plus, I don't know about you, but I give my wife a little bit of extra like understanding because I'm crazy. Like, I mean, like, literally, like I'm nuts. So it's like sometimes I'll be like, I said something I said something not very nice. She was like, yes. I'm like, and I will always apologize because I don't mean to, but sometimes shit just comes out of my mouth where it's just like, well, that wasn't a good tone. Like I'll hear it and I'm like, well, that's not how I should speak to my wife. I'll be like thinking about somebody else and I'll say something and it's like, that wasn't meant at you at all. You know what I mean? Like that was meant at like the fucking person in this segment of my ADHD,
I think my brother has a different dad. His grandfather on that side. And like, he was married to his wife for like fucking 50 something years, some shit. And my brother asked him one day, he's like, so what's the secret to staying married so long? He just said, be nice. That was it. He had no, that was it. He's like, is that all? He's like, yeah, it's pretty much it, bro. Just be nice. It's wild. But yeah, it just seems like liberal women, it doesn't surprise me because it's weird because they're the porn people. But you know what's really weird? Here's something I noticed. I'm followed by a lot of conservative OnlyFans girls. Have you noticed that on your following, or am I the only one?
No, I haven't too.
A lot, and I love them. I mean, but I'll look like, oh, who's this following me? I'll click, and I'm like, oh. Let me scroll a little bit. No, stop scrolling. I just have to research my following, and a lot of deep research, deep research. No, but it's really wild. There's this weird thing I'm seeing on X. I don't know if you're seeing it. It seems like there's a hard, no pun intended, there's this direct correlation of conservative OnlyFans or sexual girls. Have you noticed that? Like even what's her name? Brandy Love. She's a big Trump supporter, and she's like she's been a porn star since we were alive. Like she's been a porn star forever. Hodge twins had her on her show. I mean, but it's really crazy. And what's her face? The libertarian girl who used to be a porn star. She's, libertarian, Trumpy. It's just weird how the Republican Party has branched off from the religious right. Mm-hmm. And now we have whole porn stars who are MAGA, like female porn stars. Talk about my body, my choice.
Yeah, no shit.
It's wild. So you have very sexualized people, but if you look at the Democrat convention, right? Fucking nerds, he, him, she, this, they, them. But then you look at the Republican parties. Then you look at like the gatherings in DC for the inauguration. Republicans are young, virile, strong, fit. Is the Republican Party the party of sex? The party of virility, the party of masculinity, party of femininity. Absolutely. That's what's weird. And I wanted to make that connection because I just noticed it today because someone commented on one of my posts and she mentioned one of my products. I'm like, oh shit, a customer. Cool. I'm going to go follow. I followed them. And then I'm like, oh, let me see what they're about. And I'm like, oh, you're selling dildos. I mean, but what I'm really, that warms my heart because the Republican Party or the conservative MAGA, MAHA, whatever it is, look, they're like, oh, you can't be a Republican or conservative because you had a child out of wedlock because you're this. No. Do you like freedom? Do you like freedom? Do you like no wars? Do you like lower taxes? Right. Okay, if you have Christian values, that's fucking great. Good for you. But all I care about, do you love freedom? Do you love a transparent government? Do you love a smaller government? Do you love lower taxes? And do you fucking love America? The country that you are free to have a fucking OnlyFans page and not be fucking thrown off a rooftop.
Exactly.
That is the new Republican Party. I am not going to sit here and, don't curse. You're a good Republican. Fuck you. No, the new Republican Party, the one that I would like to say that we were ahead of our time on, are just disenfranchised people who fucking love freedom being left the fuck alone.
Hell yeah. I'll take that. Yes.
And OnlyFans girls, you can follow me at Mark Loblander on Twitter. My cell phone number is 819.
So horrible.
A DM is easy to send, ladies. Just saying. If I'm not saying send me nudes, but if you want to send me nudes, I'm just a recipient. I'm not giving them, so it's not cheating. I'm like, how did that get here? Oh, I saw you on Evening Rants. You were asking. No, I just said that I'm going to be cordial. And I review physiques. I just did a review video on Sam Select competing. So if I'm reviewing a guy posing on stage, I should be able to review a girl's body.
I'm not going to argue with that logic because
if I didn't, that's sexist. That is anti-feminist. If I'm reviewing dudes, I literally do videos all the time like, well, he could have had leaner glutes. I said about Sam Selleck, I'm like, he was lean up top, but he could lose 10 more. People are like, oh no, no. He didn't have glutes. I'm sorry. I'm just being honest. That means he could have lost more weight. That's it. So if I can comment on a dude's butt, why can't I look at a female's boobies?
It's such a valid question. It's weird. Society has this construct. I can't even do it. I can't even do it.
It's equality, man.
Yeah.
Women burn bras for this, bro.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, like you're just supporting feminism.
Call me a feminist, bro.
Well, of course we are. So.
Yeah. So tomorrow should be Kash Patel.
Yes, please. I hope so much.
I got to say, I don't care as much. I got Tulsi. I got RFK. I'm good.
I want him.
I'd like to use some cash.
I want him to gut the FBI. Just gut it.
Bro, what's crazy is they started an audit on Hegseth. The IRS is auditing him. Just that's funny. I can't wait for them to gut the IRS.
Yeah. Well, they're starting to fire people tomorrow, is what they said.
Can I call the one who audited me in 2015?
Yeah. Yes, you should.
I would like to personally fire her. That was the oddest thing. I've told this story on here before. She audited us, made our lives hell. We spent tens of thousands of dollars just finding out that we owed nothing. And then she asked me for a picture because her son's a fan.
That's fucked up. They're like, fuck you, but here.
I took the picture.
Yeah.
I took the picture because I didn't want her to audit every other business I have. So
that's valid.
I took the picture.
Valid point.
I took it.
Yeah.
I smiled too. I did the flex.
That
was it. So tomorrow is a big day, guys. And we appreciate you watching. By the way, ambrosiacollective.com. Get the Holy Trinity stack. That is the stack with Alan's 2 products, No Morbidity Alchemy and Ember on top. The perfect fat burning bundle is yours for just 10% off. Coupon code Evening Rants, just like the title show Evening Rants. Also, if you want to buy a bigger variety and also get some Ambrosia product, go to tigerfitness.com. Tigerfitness.com. Coupon code MAHA, M-A-H-A, MAHA gets you 10% off the entire site. How was that?
Oh, yeah. That's awesome. That is awesome. Great job. All right, folks. Have a great night. And here's more about the Holy Trinity Weight Loss Bundle, by the way.
The Holy Trinity Bundle isn't just about weight loss. It's about empowering you to find your healthiest, happiest self. Let's talk about what's in the bundle and how it caters specifically to our needs. First, we got Ember, which is not just any fat burner. It's also going to boost your mood, your energy levels, while also suppressing your appetite. And if you're worried about it being too strong, you can split the tablet in half to tailor its impact. Next, we have Alchemy NCT, which turns the carbs that you eat into energy and not fat. Yes, energy, not fat. This is our way of making sure that the meals that you eat contribute positively to your weight loss journey. And girls, we all know that we want that. And finally, No Morbidity. This one's my favorite because it works while you sleep. It burns fat and controls those nighttime cravings without any stimulants, so you wake up feeling refreshed. Try it out and feel the genuine difference. Here's to new beginnings and real results.